know the anti-inflammatory diet can be challenging, and many times I hear from people, friends and clients, it's not working. It's really not working for me. My joints still hurt. This week, as a matter of fact, I had a friend call me and tell me, I have been on this for 17 days and I'm still in pain and my joints are still inflamed. I don't think it's working. And I know that you have been there, and all I can say is hang in there. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 reasons why the anti-inflammatory diet may seem like it's not working, so that you can have some hope and you will know exactly what to do. But before we get started, I want to encourage you to download the shopping list that I have for the anti-inflammatory diet in the notes. It's free, so go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you here. Hello, beautiful friends. My name is 𝗕𝗢𝗦𝗘. I'm a certified nutritionist and a functional nutrition lifestyle practitioner. I'm also the founder of Nourish Functional Nutrition, where I teach you how to get to the root causes of your symptoms and how to use food as medicine. In this channel, I give you all of the tools that I have at my disposal to help you go from confused and frustrated about your health to empowered and excited to take your health to the next level. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe and remember to tap on the bell so that you can get notified when I release a new video. A friend of mine called me the other day and said, I have been on the anti-inflammatory diet for 17 days and I'm giving up. It's not working. What's going on? So I decided I better do a video on this, because we need to understand that when we change our diet and we start changing the way that we do things, it takes a while to unravel. My question to you is, how long have you been in pain? How long have you been struggling with your autoimmune condition or your inflammation before you started doing the anti-inflammatory diet? It's going to take a while. So let's discuss the 4 reasons why the anti-inflammatory diet may not be working for you. Number 1, when you go gluten-free, if you're 99% gluten-free, you're still not gluten-free. And the reason for that is because wheat and glyphosates have a way of just eating at your gut. And so let me explain. The reason gluten is not friendly to the gut is because it has been hybridized so many times that our bodies do not recognize some of the proteins, some of the peptides. Peptides are segments of a protein that are released when we try to digest wheat. Since that wheat is not being digested properly, it goes to the cell at the brush border. So it goes to the inside of the intestine, trying to cross to the outside of the intestine into the bloodstream. When it goes to the bloodstream has the immune system, and the immune system recognizes it as an invader. And that's where it gets alarmed. Anytime that your immune system is alarmed, you're going to be inflamed. And if this goes on for a long time, then it becomes chronic inflammation. We've talked about this before in my other videos regarding the anti-inflammatory diet, so I invite you to go review that. The other reason, as it relates to gluten, it may be that you're exposed to glyphosates, and glyphosates are pesticides. It's Roundup. And Roundup may not be harmful to humans. That's what the company Bayer and Monsanto say. However, they do affect the gut bacteria. And now, after the Human Genome Project, scientists have discovered that there's just so much to the microbiome. And as I have said before, there are 10 bacteria protecting us for every 1 cell that we have. And so if those 10 bacteria are affected by pesticides, as in glyphosate or Roundup, then we're going to be affected. So that's number 1 reason why it may not be working for you. You may not be 100% gluten-free. And I admit that it's very difficult to do that. If you're going out to eat, you're pretty much going to be exposed to gluten. So talk to your practitioner about protecting yourself against this. There are supplements that you can take, not consistently. In other words, you don't just eat gluten and take a pill, but if you accidentally get exposed, there are some supplements that may help. Number 2, Another reason you may not be getting the relief that you expect is because you may have not removed all of the inflammatory foods. In the case of my friend, she was talking about how she had removed everything and she had a very clean diet, and upon asking her some questions, we realized that she was not removing nuts. She was snacking on nuts all day. She was drinking nut milk, and the nuts were inflaming her. So let's review, what are we supposed to remove from the diet when we are doing an elimination diet to find out what our inflammatory foods are. Gluten, dairy, alcohol, sugar, processed foods, processed oils like canola, safflower, sunflower, nuts, seeds, nightshades, and those are tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplant, corn and soy. And the reason corn and soy is because they are sprayed with glyphosates. They're part of that monoculture in the way that we raise grains in this country. So it is challenging to get rid of all of these things, but the sooner you do it, the sooner you find out exactly what you need to remove and start healing your gut. And so the question is, how long does it take? It depends. It depends on you. It depends on your diet. It depends on your environment. What other toxins do you have in your environment? Because toxins can come in the way of food, which we're removing by the elimination diet or the anti-inflammatory diet. But we also have to think about toxic relationships, toxins in your environment like perfumes and colognes and chemicals. And we'll do another video on that. And we also may have toxins in our body in the form of amalgams or heavy metals. And so we go step by step, but we start with the anti-inflammatory diet because it gives us the most bang for our buck. And so really sticking to that, and in some cases it may take 3 months or up to 6 months. So be patient and know that the anti-inflammatory diet will decrease your inflammation. Number three has to do with the length of time that you're willing to give it. Imagine if you have been on the standard American diet your entire life. Let's say you're 55 years old and you have been eating processed foods for 50 years or 55 years. 2 weeks is not going to make that big of a difference. Your body needs to change. The microbiome needs to change. Your inflammatory markers need to calm down. Your immune system needs to calm down. It needs to make sure that this is something that you're doing for sure, and that, all of these systems, because they're all connected, they need to start calming down. And it's basically like turning the heat off a boiling pot versus putting a lid on it. And so you don't want to put a lid on it because it's still going to overflow, but you want to turn down the heat or turn off the heat. This is not forever. This is for a period of time. But for you, this may seem like forever, but you will find out exactly when the anti-inflammatory diet will start helping you gain traction. When you gain that traction, then you will see the rewards, and the rewards are amazing. Imagine, what is the alternative? The alternative is going on immune suppressant drugs, and that's what they are. They suppress your immune system. That means that it's kind of like if you live in a city and you see that there's a lot of alarms coming from the fire department and the police department, and you decide to just shut them down and just send everybody home. No police, no fire, no one to defend you because it's too annoying to hear the alarms. That's what's going on in your body. So let's not shut down the alarms, but instead listen and start eliminating some of these things. It's not forever. In the meantime, you're going to be nourishing your body with new foods, real foods, and you're going to be healing your gut in order for you to make sure that your autoimmunity, your immune system is calm. Then you need to shut down the door and heal that gut between the inside and the outside of the intestine. And the number one reason why your anti-inflammatory diet may not be working, it may be that your sugar is out of control. Your blood sugar is always at the root of inflammation. I invite you to review my video on blood sugar control and insulin resistance. That may give you some insight into why sugar is at the root of all inflammation. I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope that this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Like the video if you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe. I will have that download for you. It's free. Be sure that you get it as soon as possible so that you do not miss one thing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.